What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the DD Valley YouTube channel, where we talk about everything Disney Dreamlight Valley related, and we are specifically working on some tutorials right now. So this is for people who are a bit newer to the game, and I think we're going to have a bunch of new people in the game soon because there's been a bunch of buzz about the game lately with this new update coming out, where they're going to be adding some Lion King characters to the game. Right now we only have Scar right now, but yeah, so we're going to be kind of talking about in this video just some tips that help you get started and help you further your game. Alright, so with that, we are going to get started. And the first thing I want to do is something I think that is overlooked by a lot of people, and that is your daily duties. It's a great way to earn Dreamlight, and Dreamlight is key in this game. The realms and the biomes all cost Dreamlight to unlock, so make sure that you are doing your daily duties. They don't take very much work, and they're super easy to do. So if you don't know, Dreamlight duties are found right here, right at the very top of your Dreamlight page, and they're very easy to do, and they give you a ton of Dreamlight, like super easy ones that take a second to do, like take a picture, change your outfit. Like they literally take 2 seconds to do, and it's just gonna boost your Dreamlight up. Feeding a critter, 200 Dreamlight just for feeding a critter, and like you can go up to the plaza, give a squirrel some sort of berry or fruit, and done. That's 200 Dreamlight right there. Some of them are a bit more time consuming, like mining 2 minerals. That could take a while depending on what's popping out the rock for you today. Preparing a 5-star meal, you have to go to a restaurant or something like that. Gather ingredients. Some of them will take a bit more time, but a lot of them are super easy to do. So again, that would be my first tip, is to make sure you are doing your Dreamlight duties. Alright, second tip would be to fully upgrade the things in the game that you can upgrade. So upgrading your house is huge. You get to be able to add more floors and more rooms, which is great for being able to create storage rooms and stuff like that. Also, it upgrades your chest in your house to have a full 48 slots for you to store stuff, which is, again, great for storage. So, again, really good. And it also just looks better. Everyone knows when you start the game, your house is kind of boarded up a bit, and inside looks really gross. Once you fully upgrade it, you have a ton of options later on, also on the Dreamlight path, to upgrade it. Actually, I think there might be one I'll show you right now. Yeah, so this purple cottage here, you can get this if you want. I personally didn't get it. I'm waiting to see what the next Dreamlight path has in store. But you can get this, but only if your house is fully upgraded. If your house is fully upgraded, all these house skins are not going to be available for you. So make sure you're upgrading that. Wally's Garden, which we'll head over to right now, is another one that I recommend that you upgrade right away. It's a great way of getting vegetables, especially early in game. If you don't have all the biomes unlocked, it's a great way to access vegetables such as eggplants or pumpkins, stuff that isn't available until you unlock some of those later biomes. So make sure you are doing that. The other upgradable things that we have, I won't go down there right now, but we do have Scrooge's shop, which I think is a good thing to upgrade. It just gives you more options of stuff to buy. So make sure that you're doing that, because when it comes to furniture and clothing, everyone's going to have their own style in this game, but if you want the most options, you want to be doing that. And the last upgradable thing that I think everyone should be doing is upgrading Moana's fishing boat. It's a great way to get fish, and we all know that fish are used for recipes or using as favorite gifts. So again, huge, and it's just a great way of getting free fish in the game without having to grind fishing. And yeah, it does give you a good chance of getting some of the tougher fish to find in the game. All right, so tip number 3, I would say, we'll head back to the garden here, because that's kind of what I want to talk about, is to get pumpkins. So as soon as you have all the biomes open, you are going to want to head to the front line to get pumpkin seeds and start growing pumpkins, because these guys are the best way of making money in the game. They do take a bit longer to grow than everything else. These take 4 hours to grow. However, if you make these into grilled veggie platters by putting 3 pumpkins into a cooking pot, and then doing that, you get the grilled veggie platters, you can sell them for a huge profit, which is how you make money in this game. As you can see, I recently did a video about how to make 1,000,000 coins, so that's why I have such a huge amount of money right now. But I got all this money, the 1.6 million, strictly by just doing pumpkins and then making them into grilled veggie platters and selling them. So that's the number one thing I would say there, is just like, yeah, if you're wanting to make money, pumpkin method is the way to go, and specifically using the pumpkin method to make the grilled veggie platters. But that would be a great tip there. That's tip number 3, is to do that. Number 4, and this is a tip that I find just makes the game easier, is make everything organized. I've seen some videos, I've seen some valley tours, which I think look amazing. And I'm not taking anything away from the way people have stuff laid out, because obviously everyone has their own flair and people like to make things look great. I've seen some crazy good looking valleys, but my advice would be to make your valleys functional over the way they look. So the way I have everything laid out, I've gone very simple with my valley. Everything is very easy to access and everything is organized. So for instance, I have all my berry bushes all organized into one area right here. So when I'm harvesting, I can just come through with my harvesting buddy and just go quickly through everything. I have my full orchard over here. I have all my fruit trees over in this area over here. And then I have my whole garden area over here. So it's very easy for me. So just come through with a couple of my buddies, do everything I need to do. And that way, I'm not jumping around from biome to biome, harvesting everything, doing all that. It just saves me a bunch of time when I'm trying to do everything all at once. So that's what I would say, is to organize everything, but also make sure everything is easy to maneuver in. So for instance, I always make sure that I'm able to walk around my valley and able to make sure that I can get to places I need to get to quickly and easily. So I've seen some valleys where they have their whole garden completely trellised off. I think it looks great, but I think for accessibility, that if this was all trellised off, I'd have to walk all the way around here to get there, rather than if I'm coming from the glade, I can just walk right through all these trellises, right? Super easy, and it just makes everything kind of look like it's sectioned off, but it's still also very easily accessible. So that's a tip that I would say, is make sure that you can get everywhere you need to very easily. So that also goes to placements at houses. Don't place your houses too far back. I would recommend that you leave space for you to be able to walk behind the houses, because quite often, as you can see here, stuff can grow in these little nooks here that you would not be able to access. So make sure you have room behind stuff where you can get to it easily and access it. So behind all my houses, all my buildings, I make sure that I have room beside them and then room behind them so that we can go and access everything easy. Now, that's not to say that your valley should be completely bare, but what I've done, and this is going to be another tip for the video, is to just the stuff that you have for decoration, make sure it's somewhat useful. So I've gone for a way more natural look, so I just have rocks and trees. I've kind of stayed away from adding too many decorations. Obviously, you want a tiny bit. Like I like the look of this clock tower I unlocked doing minis quests here, so I put this in the town center here. But again, I've seen some valleys that are just, they look amazing, but I'm just like, how do you move around, and like how are you really harvesting much stuff when you have so many decorations around? So I've gone for a way more natural look. We have a bunch of trees here, and I have trees in every valley, and they all drop sticks, which is again very good for crafting. So again, more of a natural look I've gone for. It's not to say I haven't added decorations and pathways and stuff like that, but just keep the decorations, I would suggest, to a minimum, to put the stuff that you really like out there, but you don't need to have every single decoration in the game in your valley. You don't need to have every single craftable thing in your valley, right? Like, keep the things that you like out there, but you don't need everything. So that would be another tip I would have to say there.
Now this is an island I can spend some time on.
The other tip, and this is going to be my final tip for the video, there's lots of information, lots of tutorials and stuff like that you can find that will offer you a ton of tips. These are the most important ones I find, and that's when you're doing anything skill-based. So if you're doing any mining, any harvesting, or foraging as they call it, any gardening, any fishing, anything like that, make sure you take a buddy with you, and make sure you level up all your friends so that they all have different skills, and make sure you're using them as well. So, for instance, Maui, I believe he is a miner in this game. For me, I haven't used him in a while. I'm not a big fan of Maui in this game, but yeah, so he's a mining guy. So if I were to be doing mining, you want to take someone who has a mining skill with you, because you are going to get way more materials from it. So whether your rocks are dropping gems or just normal mining materials, pretty much every rock, I would say like 95% of the rocks, if you're working with a mining buddy, your mining buddy will give you extra mining materials. So that's good. And the same goes with fishing. I would say, again, like 95% of the time, if you fish with a fishing buddy who's fully leveled up, that level 10 fishing skill, you are going to be getting like twice as many fish as you would if you were just fishing by yourself. And again, so that goes for gardening. Like, if you're going to be trying to make money off of doing pumpkins, take a gardening buddy with you, doubles the amount of pumpkins you get. So that's be the last tip I'm going to say in this video is make sure that you are leveling up your friends in this game. Make sure you're leveling them up all the way to level 10, and make sure your friends all have different skills. Right? You don't want to have every friend in the game have a mining skill, and then when it comes to do some fishing, you don't have anyone to help out with that. That might seem like a no-brainer, but again, I'm just throwing that in there just in case. All right, everyone, that about does it for the tips and tricks video here. Again, if I missed something that you think is more important than the information I said, please leave a comment down below. If you can like and subscribe to this video, obviously helps me out a lot, helps the channel out a lot, lets me know that the content I'm putting out there is helpful and entertaining. Stay tuned because we're going to be coming out with some ratings videos pretty soon, and also we're going to be discussing that new update that's coming out in a couple of days. All right, so stay tuned for those videos, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everyone.